We open the second rotation with Nebraska moving to the vault, UCLA the beam. Utah will be on floor X, and Georgia opens the competition on bars. Now, the Gym Dogs are going for a three-peat, but they'll have to overcome late-season injuries to seniors Ashley Kupets and Kelsey Erickson. But for Suzanne Yacklin, being back here in Utah competing for the championship is like deja vu all over again.
Emotionally, the two seniors, when they got injured, came back so fast. I mean, they were right back in there with the team, embraced their new role, and were right back in there cheering, supporting, pushing the other girls.
It's almost like this has helped make our team even stronger and even more raring to go and ready for it. And those two girls are just, I think they're the whole strength behind our team right now.
In 1999, we competed in Utah for the national championship and had 3 postseason injuries and had a T-shirt, "The wounded dog is a dangerous dog." So right after the injuries, the girls wanted to bring back that T-shirt, "A wounded dog is a dangerous dog," round 2. And in 1999, we had great results. We ended up winning the national title here in Salt Lake City after those injuries. So the girls have rallied around the injuries. It's been, a focal point, not as a negative, not as a situation where we're making excuses, but as a way to dig deep for them, for Ashley and Kelsey. And the team has really been on a mission because of that.
That 99 team was led by Karen and Christy Litchie. They were dynamic in leading the Gym Dogs to that national championship. And Suzanne Yacklin is depending on young ladies like Nikki Childs, just a junior, who's not performed as much in major competition this year, to fare well here.
Starting off on bars for the Gym Dogs. Very dynamic routines. They have unique skills. You can see right here, giant 1.5, and actually does a ginger between the bars. Beautiful form. Right down to a pack salto. Beautiful, right there again. Like I've mentioned, the judges are going to separate these routines based on if they hit every handstand, which she has done. Giant full, right to a double tuck. Perfect landing. That is exactly what the Gym Dogs need right now.
This is an emotional team. You see a hug from assistant Jay Clark, and Suzanne Yacklin with some high fives as well. And Nikki Childs gets the Gym Dogs out to a good start, 9.85. As we move over to floor exercise, where Greg Marsden's Utes are ready to go, has 9 NCAA championships. And back in the 80s, his team was dominant. They won 5 in a row. And here's Katie Cavisto, the junior from Boca Raton, on floor.
It's their second tumbling pass. A whip half to front full. See, a little short there on the landing, that leg popping up. That will be a slight deduction. This is the event where the hometown crowd is going to play a big factor, a lot of energy. It's really fun to perform in front of crowds that have a lot of energy and excitement as well. Last tumbling pass. Round off tuck 1.5 right to a punch front. Much better landing on that pass.
The crowd enjoyed it, and you'll hear more from them today, that's to be sure. Katie Cavisto with a score of 9.775. So they did take those deductions you pointed out.
Well, and it's not a great score, but it's not a bad score. But in this kind of competition, it's going to come down to those little differences.
On the beam, UCLA's Jordan Schweikert, the younger of the Schweikert sisters.
Back handspring layout. Oh, struggle there on that landing. Switch leap. Right down to a Shushanova chest roll. We mentioned the crowd being a factor for the Utes on the floor. It will also be a factor for UCLA on the beam. Will they be able to concentrate through those loud roars? Back jump full, right to a beat jump. Besides that one major wobble on her tumbling series, this has been a pretty solid routine. So it won't be a horrible score for UCLA, but hopefully it'll be one that they can actually toss out. Dismounting off the side, gainer full, fighting for that landing.
So after nearly falling off the beam, she recovered nicely, did Jordan Schweikert, and a score of 9.70. Over to the vault, Nebraska's Michelle Zabawa.
See a lot of power right there in that run, performing Yurchenko full. Very nice. Only deduction really is on that landing. You can tell she likes it too.
Nebraska needs it. Dan Kindig is happy, and her score is 9.85 on the vault. Over to bars now. Georgia's Tiffany Tolnay, just a sophomore. She was a welcomed addition last year.
She is beautiful on this event. Showing off great lines, actually holding that handstand. Very difficult to do that on bars. Right into a Jaeger. Beautiful shoot to handstand. Wow, this has been a flawless routine, but she does have a very difficult dismount. The blind landing, double front, can't see the ground before she lands. And you can see right there, it makes it very difficult to stick it. She did take a slight step there, but overall beautiful routine.
Her mom Melissa's excited. Somehow those Georgia fans managed to find their decibel level even above this Utah crowd. A 9.90 for Tiffany Tolnay. Over to the beam where UCLA's Melissa Chan is already at work.
There's a lot of pressure on this young lady to regroup and regenerate momentum on this event. Very dynamic flight series. Round off layout, 2 feet. You can see tremendous height. That's a good thing and a bad thing on this event, because if you're a little off, there's no chance in saving it, but today she was on. She needs a perfect landing here on this dismount. Very difficult round off double tuck, and she did it.
Some elevation, huh?
She seemed to definitely handle that pressure today.
Well, it came at an important time for Melissa and for Valerie Condesfield. She's got a hug for her, and how? A 9.90 for Melissa Chan. Now, earlier for Utah, a bit of a shaky start on floor X for Beth Rizzo. Here's what happened to her.
Formed a double pike right here. It's a little too much power, so not only does she get a deduction on the hop, she also stepped out of bounds. And then on the last pass, double tuck, not enough height, then short there on that landing. 2 major deductions.
Okay, so hoping to pick her up is senior Nicole Ford here on floor exercise.
Nicole is one of the most consistent competitors on this team. Actually only falling about 3 times since she was a freshman. That's very impressive. This is her final tumbling pass. Forming a front 1.5, perfect landing. I'll tell you what, it is coming down to who can rebound from these mistakes on every team.
Seven-time All-American coming through for Utah. You almost get the feeling that there's some anxiety to perform at a higher level because of this home crowd. And a good score here for Nicole Ford. They needed it, a 9.90. And when we come back, 2 of the best will be on display. All-around champion the last 2 years, Courtney Kupets, and 2-time runner-up Ashley Postel perform.